Hello, this is teddygaming and wow, oh my god. Yeah, today we're gonna be reviewing the Rise of the tmnt movie. This has been a long time coming for the tmnt community, and oh boy, was it worth it. Yeah, wow. This movie was interesting, amazing, and wow. I honestly can't believe what I just watched. And that was only what, like 20 minutes ago since ending the film and now recording this video. Wow, what an amazing movie. So yeah, so quickly gonna go over the story for it, and then gonna go like what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it. I think like that's probably the best way I'm gonna go about this review, as there's quite a lot to really unpack here. It says, oh my god, it's just an interesting experience to say the very least. Okay, so the story is that basically Casey is from the future, and in that future, basically everyone's died. The Krang is there, he's destroying everything. So Casey gets sent back in time, and then that's when he has to meet up with the turtles, and then that's basically when he reveals that all like big bad thing is happening. So the turtles go off and try to save the day, but the only thing is that things go from bad to worse, and yeah, I was not expecting this, but Raphael sort of nearly dies and he gets stabbed in the shell, and that was pretty interesting. But things are going to get worse from here. Just because after this, Raphael is basically mind controlled and sort of like turned into like a Krang hybrid with Raph, and that's really interesting. So the Turtles and Casey go off to, I think it's the Metro building. I'm not too sure if that's like a real building in real life. But then they go to this building to try and save Raph and try to stop the Teddygaming from coming forward into the Earth. And that's when things only gets worse from there, as the team is losing, and that's when Leo starts to realise basically he needs to be the leader that his future self is going to be, and not just, oh well, because he is the leader, he can do whatever he wants. So I thought that was quite interesting. And then that's when we go into the final act, and the Turtles go into the Teddygaming, and then they start fighting Krang. They get mystic powers back, and Leo is about to sacrifice himself, and then Mikey gets a portal open and brings him back. There was just like a lot of stuff that really happened within this movie that I basically didn't really go over the majority of it, and I really wish I could just go over every single little detail, because it was really, really amazing. Now, some of the pros about this movie, which I'd like to get into first, and okay, so first off, I'd like to say the voice acting, I thought that was perfect. Like, I mean, of course it would be, like, they brought back the cast for this movie, and I feel like it works for this version of Turtles, and yeah. Then, like, some of the new characters, like Krang, Casey, I know they're not technically new characters, but new for this universe. I thought like those characters worked really well with like the other characters. Even the voice actors, I thought like they did a really good job and really did fit into that universe and didn't really feel like out of place whatsoever. I thought that was a really nice touch. And yeah. Now I want to say like some of the villains, I thought the villains were amazing as well. Hippopotamus and Warren Stone, they were only in it for like like a minute, but still, nonetheless, they were perfect for the movie. I wish we could have got to see more of them. The Foot Clan, again, like they were there. They were in it for about a minute or two, and then they were gone. I wish we could have like seen a bit more of them, just because this is gonna be the final time we ever get to see these characters. But I do think like the big standout villain and character for this movie was the Krang, and the character does a really good job of being this big threat. I mean, it's like an alien invasion, taking down Earth defenses, forces, and stuff like that, and was able to take on the Turtles. He really did prove to be a really big threat that like Splinter should be scared of, and I do think that worked really well. Some other things which I really enjoyed. One, I really enjoyed the animation. I mean, this show is always top notch, and this movie was no exception. It looked really amazing, and this even goes to the battle or like the fight scenes, which I'd like to say is like a separate point, but at the same time it's all like the same point as well. And again, they were amazing. The only problem I did have this with the fight shots, and I probably will expand on this a bit more maybe in a minute or two, but it did get a bit confusing sometimes in terms of some of the action scenes. But I did have that problem with Rise, so I'm gonna have to keep up consistency. but I definitely that's really a good consistency that I want to have in the movie. But yeah, and then one note, I mean, like the humor for this movie, I thought, yeah, this was top notch. It was like really in like the rise element of being funny without trying to be over the top funny and like being forced humor. All the jokes worked, or they didn't. Then they didn't really make it too big of a deal, but you know, it's still amazing nonetheless. And then the last point, which I thought was really amazing. You know what? Let's add 2 points because there's 2 things which I thought were really amazing. So second to last thing was the Krang was somehow able to combine with some like technology. There's one that was combined with a train. There's one combined with some was it like like helicopters? I don't really know what to say about those. They're just it's amazing. I don't understand how it works, but I wish we could have got to see a whole lot more of those Krang type characters, as they were amazing. It shouldn't work, it's so stupid, but yet somehow it finds a way to be good in a way. And then like the last point, which I thought was really amazing, and I don't know if it's really confirmed yet or not, or if it's just like a little minor cameo, but I think that Agent Bishop might have been in this movie. I'm not too sure if that's correct or not, and I doubt anyone will ever get a chance to ask about this, but if they do, then oh my god, that'll be amazing. But Agent Bishop, or if it is Agent Bishop, then there was 2 possible scenes where like it could have been him. So the first one was him on a helicopter shooting down the Krang on the Metro building, and then the other one was there's a soldier at the end of the movie just talking to or keeping citizens back from aliens. So who knows? Maybe that could be Agent Bishop. Okay, so now some negatives, which I don't really want to talk about just because I really enjoyed this movie, but I feel like to give like a proper honest review about this and to actually be a review as well, I do have to give some negatives about it, and sadly I did find a few within this movie. Okay, so my first negative, and this is probably like the biggest one from the movie, and was the fact that it was just Leo in general throughout the whole movie. He was just acting as if like he knew best and he could do like everything on his own. I felt like that sort of worked for like a Rise episode where like 10 minutes where he shows that he thinks he can do everything, but then has the realization that he can't and needs help. I feel like that works for that type of episode, but I feel like for this type of movie, I don't think it worked too well. I thought it was an okay story to really bring up to like the leader status that he has, but I feel like it's all like the opposite with the show, where like in the show it was like Leo giving the orders and being the leader, but in this movie it was like Raph giving the orders and being the leader, and I feel like the two were, I don't know, I don't think it worked too well for a story point of view, but I do like how it was able to expand on Leo's leadership status and all that. And this is sort of like another thing which I would say with the Rise. I would say that I wish they were able to mature a bit more within this movie, as if like they were able to come to like being like the tales that we know and come to love today. And that's unfortunate that we don't. And then another negative which I would say, which we already talked about a bit before, but during like some of the fight scenes when do like the long shots or like the shots from far away, it is quite hard to tell what is actually happening. And I do think that these shots are really beautifully shot and animated and all that, but I do think it does, or like for me personally, it does get a bit confusing in a way. And that's like not to say anything bad about the show, but it's just like you're following the camera around, but it's not really clear on what's really happening. So yeah, I guess that's one bad thing about it. And then also another thing, and this is more like a preference type thing, but like the Rise humour, as much as I did enjoy it, and there were things that did make me laugh quite a bit, there were some things which I would say that maybe they took the joke maybe a tad bit too far. Maybe I wouldn't say like in a bad way. It's just for like they started it and then like they brought it up every once in a while, but like every time they do, it's just like, ugh. So like one example would be like Mikey's Mystic Hand. I mean, like it's not a bad joke. It's just for like they kept repeating it one too many times, I feel like. But like I feel like that's more like a preference type thing where like I enjoy the humour. It's just for like I don't enjoy all of it. But I feel like maybe I was a bit younger I probably would enjoy this movie a whole lot more. But yeah, that's really it I got for this movie. This movie was amazing. It was definitely a great experience to watch. Was it worth the wait? I think it was. I just can't say enough nice things about this movie. I feel like as a Rise ending, I thought it was okay. I don't think there's anything too special about it or anything too bad about it. I feel like it was like good enough to be a ending, but I feel like if there were to continue on, then I wouldn't be like too sad about it or bad about. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like if I were to continue it, then I'll be open for it. But as a Rise ending, I thought it was okay, but nothing really too special. It could have been better, I would say, but overall the movie was really good, and I would definitely recommend that you go watch it. If you're a Turtle fan, you'll love it. If you're a Rise fan, you're gonna love it. If you like the type of humour that they use for modern cartoons, then you're gonna love it because it has all that sort of stuff. And then like even if you're not a Rise or tmnt fan, just a casual tmnt fan, I do feel like you're still gonna enjoy this movie, as it does enough to really embrace the total aspects of it, but also it might push away some older fans just because it's not those turtles. But yeah, this movie was definitely something. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you do love this one, please share, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.